You are exhausted right now, not because your body has worked too hard, but because your mind has been force-fed a diet of hollow, endless stimulation until it forgot how to rest. It is a quiet agony, waking up already tired, reaching blindly for some quick distraction before your eyes are even fully open. If you want to walk this path out of the noise with me, stay a while and subscribe to the Psyche Unfolding channel. Let us talk about that deep, vibrating exhaustion you carry in your chest. It is not the clean, heavy tiredness that comes after chopping wood or walking 10 kilometers through the hills. This fatigue is entirely different. It is a nervous, restless energy that hums beneath your skin. You are constantly consuming, constantly taking in, yet you feel completely hollowed out. I have watched this happen to so many of us, and I have felt it deeply in my own life. We are like ships caught in a restless, churning sea, tossed around by sudden waves of artificial desire. You feel a constant hunger, a phantom craving for something, but you do not know what it is. You try to satisfy it. You seek a quick thrill, a bright flash of colour, a brief distraction, a fleeting moment of pleasure that requires absolutely no effort. But the moment it ends, the silence that follows is deafening. It feels much worse than before. This is the invisible trap we are caught in. I have come to realize over the years that our minds possess a delicate, invisible scale, a finely tuned balance between effort and reward. When we work hard for a harvest, when we build something with our hands, the reward feels deeply satisfying and grounding. But we have found ways to cheat this internal scale. We have piled so much heavy, unearned reward onto one side of the scale that the mechanism has snapped. We are flooded with a continuous chemical rush, a constant drip of cheap pleasure that demands absolutely nothing from us. I have seen how this endless feast leaves us starving on a soul level. Imagine sitting at a grand banquet table piled high with the richest, sweetest desserts imaginable. You eat and eat until you are sick, and yet your body is completely malnourished because there is no real substance in the sugar. This is exactly what we are doing to our minds. We are pouring thick, sticky syrup over a delicate, intricate clockwork instrument. The golden gears are sticking. The mechanism is jammed. The beautiful music of your mind has stopped completely. Have you noticed how the colours of the world seem duller lately? Have you noticed how a slow walk feels unbearable, or how sitting alone in a completely silent room makes your skin crawl with anxiety? You are fleeing from your own thoughts. You are running blindly through a dark, foggy forest path, terrified of the silence that waits if you just stand still. We have conditioned ourselves to panic at the absolute absence of stimulation. The moment the ambient noise stops, the anxiety rushes in like cold water to fill the void. I have sat with this exact anxiety in the dead of night. I know its face intimately. It tells you that you are missing out, that you need to be entertained, that boredom is a kind of death that must be avoided at all costs. But it is a lie. The truth I have discovered is that this endless chasing is the very thing destroying your capacity for true joy. We have turned our minds into an overworked, overheated engine. It is spinning at 10,000 revolutions per minute, burning out its own wiring. You cannot focus on one single thought. You cannot read a long, quiet text. You cannot simply look out a window and watch the rain fall without a sudden, panicked urge to consume something else. You are trapped in an exhausting loop of seeking and never finding. It is like being desperately thirsty and trying to quench that thirst by drinking salt water. The more you drink, the more desperate and dehydrated you become. Food tastes like ash. Conversations feel like heavy burdens. You stare blankly ahead, hoping for a spark that never comes. You have become a ghost in your own life, watching moments pass by without truly experiencing them. The tragedy is that your mind is everywhere and nowhere at once, operating like a sieve where no beautiful memory is ever retained. You are like a dried up well. You lower the bucket deep down, hoping for cool water, but you pull up nothing but dry dust. You are carrying a crushing weight, the burden of 1,000 fleeting desires that you never even asked for. Your mind is a beautiful, abandoned house that has been taken over by uninvited guests, shouting and breaking your most precious things. You are standing in the corner of your own mind, covering your ears, just wishing for it all to stop. But there is a way out of this noise. There is a way to reclaim your own house. I call it stepping into the desert. You might have heard of fasting to heal the physical body, but this is a fast for your inner world. It is a deliberate, conscious starvation of cheap pleasure. It is a profound reset of your internal reward system. I want you to imagine a neglected, overgrown garden. Weeds have grown so tall and thick that they have choked the very life out of the delicate flowers. To bring the beautiful garden back to life, you cannot just plant more seeds on top of the mess. You have to ruthlessly tear out the weeds. You have to strip it all back to the bare, dark earth. This is what we must do with our attention. We must stop the flood. We must endure the withdrawal. The first 24 hours of this absolute silence will be deeply uncomfortable. I will not lie to you or pretend it is a gentle process. When you completely cut off the constant supply of easy stimulation, your mind will scream. It will pace back and forth like a caged animal. You will feel physically restless. You will feel an unbearable itch under your skin. Your hands will twitch, instinctively reaching out for a distraction that you have promised yourself you will not touch. Your brain will play tricks on you. It will offer you perfectly logical excuses to abandon the fast. It will tell you that you need to check something important, that just one small taste of pleasure will not hurt. You will experience the agonizing sensation of time stretching out. A single minute will feel like an hour. Let it scream. Let the animal pace. Sit in the empty room and just breathe. Watch the dust motes dance in a single shaft of sunlight. The silence will feel incredibly heavy at first, almost oppressive, ringing loudly in your ears. But if you hold your ground, if you simply refuse to give in to the panic of boredom, something miraculous begins to happen. The thick grey fog starts to lift. The raging, stormy sea inside your chest begins to calm down. The violent waves stop crashing against the rocks. The water becomes still, flattening out like a perfect glass mirror reflecting a clear morning sky. You are resetting your baseline. You are allowing the exhausted, overwhelmed receptors in your brain to heal, to shrink back to their natural, sensitive state. Think of it like walking out of a blindingly bright room into the soft, dim twilight. At first, you see absolutely nothing but pitch darkness, but slowly your pupils dilate. Your eyes adjust. You begin to see the subtle, beautiful shades of silver and deep blue. You begin to see the stars appearing one by one in the night sky. This is the profound beauty of the reset. When you starve the mind of cheap, artificial sweetness, the natural world becomes intensely flavorful again. The simple act of drinking a glass of cool water becomes a deep, grounding pleasure. The sound of wind moving through the tall trees becomes a magnificent symphony. You reclaim your attention. Your focus returns to you, not as a tense, forced effort, but as a calm, steady beam of bright light. The creativity that you thought was lost forever begins to return. Ideas bloom in your mind like fresh flowers after a long rain. You are no longer a victim to every passing impulse. You become the quiet master of your own house again. The uninvited guests have finally left. As you begin to heal and deeply appreciate this newfound silence, I invite you to subscribe to the Psyche Unfolding channel so we can continue to find clarity together. As you continue this practice of stillness, perhaps dedicating one whole day a week, or even just 3 quiet hours a day to complete mental emptiness, you will notice a profound shift in your identity. You will realize that you do not need to be constantly entertained just to feel truly alive. You will find that your deepest, truest thoughts were just waiting for you to be quiet enough to hear them. The anxiety that used to chase you through the foggy forest path will entirely lose its power over you. You will stop running. You will turn around and realize the forest is not scary at all. It is just beautifully quiet. It is a place of absolute refuge. The exhaustion that plagued you, that heavy vibrating fatigue, will completely melt away. It is replaced by a clean, grounded, steady energy. You will wake up in the morning and feel a gentle, quiet anticipation for the day ahead, rather than a desperate, heavy need to escape it. When you sit with someone you love, you will actually be there with them, completely present, listening to their words instead of thinking about your next escape. Your sleep will transform from an unconscious passing out into a deep, restorative rest. Your memory will return, and the vividness of your dreams will remind you that your mind is a beautiful place. The morning sun on your skin will feel like a pure revelation. You will finally put down that incredibly heavy backpack you did not even know you were carrying. Your shoulders will drop. Your breathing will slow down and deepen. The tight knot in your stomach will finally untangle. You will appreciate silence as a physical presence, a comforting blanket rather than a terrifying void. You are no longer living on borrowed energy, constantly in debt to your own chaotic impulses. You are finally free. You are standing on a solid rock, feeling the cool, firm earth beneath your bare feet. You have given your mind the greatest gift possible. You have given it the infinite space to just exist without demands. The bitter storm has passed. The air around you is clean and crisp. Everything inside you is beautifully quiet, and everything is exactly as it should be.